Welcome back, beloved soul. I am Selena Hart, and if my voice has found you in this moment, know that it is not by chance. The universe always speaks in whispers before it roars, and today, June 6th, Scorpio. You are standing at the threshold of one of those sacred whispers, becoming something more. This moment is a quiet turning point, soft yet profound like the first deep breath after a storm. You may feel like you're slowly stepping out of a heavy fog, one that clouded not only your thoughts, but also your heart. The confusion is lifting, not all at once, but just enough for you to begin seeing what needs to be seen, feeling what has long been buried, and hearing the truths you've tried to silence. There is something stirring within you now, a knowing, a nudge, a pulse that asks you to let go. Let go of that old identity you've outgrown, that role you've played too long, that tie that no longer resonates with your spirit. It might not feel easy. In fact, it may feel like something inside you is cracking open. But that crack, Scorpio, is holy. That crack is where the light begins to pour in. And I know you feel it. That quiet ache that something is shifting. That the old ways of coping, of surviving, of controlling are dissolving, like mist in the morning sun. Don't resist the unraveling. It is part of your rebirth. This is not a day for proving or pushing. It is a day for listening deeply, for being gentle with the parts of yourself that are still afraid, and for remembering who you are beneath all the noise. Today, you're not here to chase. You're here to return to your truth, your rhythm, your power. And as we journey through this reading together, I invite you to open your heart to breathe with presence and to allow whatever needs to fall away to fall. Because what remains, Scorpio, is something stronger, purer, and more aligned than anything you've known before. As you begin to reclaim your inner clarity, Scorpio, your financial energy begins to reflect that same quiet realignment. Today marks the beginning of a more stable rhythm in your relationship with money. Not just in the numbers, but in your mindset around abundance. If you've recently taken conscious steps toward financial responsibility, restructuring your spending, simplifying your habits, or investing more intentionally, this is the moment where those efforts begin to root. The rewards may not appear all at once, but you'll sense the momentum shifting. There's a quiet click, a subtle realignment, where your outer world begins to match your inner growth. Saturn's influence today is strong, reminding you that stability is born from discipline. It's not just about how much you earn, it's about how wisely and intentionally you build. Be discerning with new opportunities. A financial door may open through someone from your pasta connection you didn't expect to hold value. May suddenly offer something solid, perhaps in the form of a collaboration, a tip, or an invitation that could elevate your economic standing. Stay open, but grounded. Let your intuition filter the noise. Not everything that glitters is meant for you, but what is meant for you will feel calm, clear, and rooted in truth. Avoid rushing or gambling today. Instead, think long-term. What can grow with you? What will still feel aligned 3 months or 3 years from now? This is a powerful day to revisit old goals, review your budget, or even simplify your environment. Abundance for you isn't just material, it's energetic. When your space is clear, your energy is clean, and your decisions are made from clarity, wealth naturally finds its way to you. And as always, let the universe play its part. Your lucky numbers today are 7, 21, 33, 45, 56, and 77, numbers that echo spiritual alignment, wisdom, and forward movement. Keep them in your awareness throughout the day, not as superstition, but as subtle signals from the cosmos that you're in sync. You are magnetizing more than you realize. Trust that. When it comes to love today, Scorpio silence carries more weight than words. There's something sacred in the spaces between conversations, in the long pauses, the lingering glances, the unspoken truths that hover in the air. If you're currently in a relationship, this is a day to listen, not just to what your partner says, but to what they're holding back. Beneath their tone, their gestures, or their quiet withdrawal lies a deeper emotional current, one that may reveal more about where the relationship stands than any declaration could. Let your intuition lead. It will sense the subtle tremors before your mind can name them. For those who are single, the energy today holds echoes from the past. Someone who once drifted away softly, and perhaps without closure, may reappear this time with a quieter, more grounded presence. There is a chance here for reconnection, but not the kind that reopens old wounds. Instead, this person may return as someone who has learned, someone who listens differently now, who sees you not through the lens of expectation, but through the clarity of reflection. Still don't rush. You owe it to yourself to let time reveal truth. Watch how they show up. Let their consistency speak louder than any apology or romantic words. You've grown too much to be swayed by promises. You deserve proof through presence. This is not a day for dramatic declarations or chasing emotional highs. It's a day to sit quietly with your heart and ask what it truly wants, and more importantly, what it truly needs. Love for you must be soulful, stable, and reciprocal. Anything less is no longer enough, whether you're deepening a bond or standing at the edge of something new. Remember, love is not found in fireworks, but in the steady glow that warms you without demanding your light in return. Let that be your compass. In your career sphere today, Scorpio, there is a quiet thrill building beneath the surface, and anticipation mixed with nerves, as though something meaningful is about to be born. You may feel the stirrings of a new idea, a creative spark, or the early stages of a project that holds real potential. Even if it's still just a whisper, trust that it's real. You don't need to have all the answers right now. What matters is that something inside you knows this path is worth following. Your intuition, always your sharpest tool, is tuned in, guiding you even when the logic can't explain where you're going. This is a day to lead from within. You are not just participating in something. You are being called to shape it, to infuse it with your vision, your depth, your authenticity. But as with all things, sacred protection is key. Not everyone deserves early access to your blueprint. If you share too soon, especially with people who don't truly understand your essence or who operate from a place of doubt or fear, you risk diluting the energy of your creation. Ideas like seeds need a safe and quiet place to grow before they're ready to face the world. Let this be your reminder to move intentionally. Keep your plans close to your chest until they're strong enough to stand in their own light. Use this day to sketch, to dream, to organize, but don't rush the unveiling. The cosmos is supporting your long game, not just a quick win. And if uncertainty creeps in, remember, your career is not just a job or a title, it's an extension of your soul's calling. Let your choices reflect that depth. What you're building now could become something far more meaningful than you imagined, as long as you protect its roots. Your body is speaking to you today. Scorpio, not in shouts, but in whispers. There's a deep craving for balance beneath everything else you're navigating. If you've been feeling unusually tired, emotionally foggy, or physically off-center, it's not a flaw, and it's certainly not weakness. It's a sacred signal from within, calling you back to your center. This is your invitation to slow down, not as an indulgence, but as a vital act of self-respect. Your nervous system, your emotional core, even your subtle energy field, they're all asking for gentleness right now. Nourishment is key. Avoid anything that feels heavy or overly stimulating. Your body will thank you for lighter meals, clean hydration, and moments of stillness. Let the sun touch your skin for a few minutes, if possible, and allow your feet to reconnect with the earth. Even a slow walk under soft daylight can restore something fragile within you. Meditation, breathwork, or simply closing your eyes and tuning in for 5 minutes can shift your entire state. This isn't about fixing anything, it's about remembering that wellness starts with listening. You don't need to be on all the time. In fact, today's astrology supports deep rest and cellular recalibration. You're in a phase of energetic shedding, releasing what no longer serves, clearing space for the new. That process takes more out of you than it appears. So give yourself permission to rest without guilt. Cancel what drains you. Choose what nourishes you. Protect your peace like it's sacred, because it is. In doing so, you'll not only renew your strength, but also deepen the connection to your body's innate wisdom. That wisdom is always there waiting for you to slow down long enough to hear it. Today, Scorpio, your soul resonates most deeply with those who can swim in the depths, with you those who don't flinch, add intensity, or turn away from emotion. Cancer and Pisces, your fellow water signs are especially aligned with your energy now. Their innate sensitivity, emotional intelligence, and capacity for intuitive connection make them ideal companions in this moment of transformation. With them, you don't have to explain your silences or filter your truths. They simply understand. And that unspoken resonance brings comfort. Earth signs like Taurus and Virgo also offer a grounding presence today. Their steady, practical nature can help balance the emotional currents you're navigating. Where you feel everything, they help you structure and prioritize. Where you spiral, they steady. These connections don't just soothe you. They support your evolution in tangible ways. Be mindful, however, of those who dwell solely in the realm of logic without regard for feeling. Interactions with overly rational or emotionally detached people may leave you feeling misunderstood or energetically scattered. Today is not the day to defend your emotional depth or justify your intuition. Choose to be with those who respect your waters, not those who try to drain or dismiss them. Alignment is everything, and your spirit knows exactly who feels like peace. Trust that knowing. The color guiding your energy today, Scorpio, is rich, deep burgundy a hue that mirrors your essence in every way. This is not a loud or flashy red. It's a color that simmers beneath the surface, full of power, passion, and quiet transformation. Burgundy speaks of inner strength, the kind forged through shadow work, rebirth, and soulful evolution. It reminds you that your depth is not a burden, it's a blessing. That your intensity, when channeled with intention, becomes a sacred force of creation and change. Wearing or surrounding yourself with those of burgundy today can help you feel anchored in your truth. It activates the root and heart chakras simultaneously, connecting you to both safety and emotional courage. Whether it's in your clothing, a candle, a stone, or even a small detail on your desk, let this color wrap around you like a cloak of quiet resilience. It will support you as you shed the old and step fully into your power without needing to prove it. Let burgundy remind you, you don't need to rise loudly to be strong. You don't need to be visible to be valid. Sometimes the most powerful transformation happens in stillness, in silence, in the places no one else can see. And that, Scorpio, is your sacred gift. Let this be the quiet mantra that anchors you today. My transformation is sacred, and I move forward with grace. Speak it slowly. Speak it as a reminder, not just to your mind, but to your soul, to the parts of you that may still be afraid, uncertain, or grieving the old version of who you once were. This affirmation is not about becoming someone else. It's about returning to the truth of who you've always been, beneath the conditioning, beneath the survival patterns, beneath the weight you were never meant to carry. Each time you say these words, you reaffirm that your evolution is not a mistake, not chaos, not loss, but a divine unfolding. Even if it's messy, even if it's silent, even if no one else sees the work you're doing to rise. You're not here to rush. You are here to honor the process, to move with presence, to release with love, and to step forward not from force but from clarity. Let this mantra echo within you every time you feel the urge to shrink, explain, or apologize for outgrowing what no longer fits. Let it hold you steady when the old fears try to whisper again. And most of all, let it remind you that grace isn't about perfection. It's about choosing softness in the face of transformation, choosing to trust your becoming, even when you don't yet know where it leads. Today, Scorpio, your path is sacred, and you are walking it exactly as you were meant to. And so as we close this sacred space together, I want to thank you, Scorpio, for allowing me to walk beside you today. I am Selena, and it is always an honor to hold this moment with you, to witness your depth, your courage, and the quiet fire that never stops burning in your soul. You are not who you were even a week ago. Every breath you've taken, every release, every small act of grace, seen or unseen, has shaped the next version of your becoming. I know the path hasn't always been gentle. I know there are days when the weight feels heavier than your strength. But I promise you this, none of it has been in vain. The universe is not punishing you, it's preparing you. And the version of you that's emerging, she is powerful. He is whole. They are radiant. So as you step back into your day, do it softly but with intention. Protect your peace. Trust your intuition. Let go of what no longer honors your light. And remember, you don't need to force a breakthrough. It's already happening from the inside out. If today's reading spoke to your heart, I'd be so grateful if you liked, subscribed, or simply left me a comment below. I truly love hearing from you. Until we meet again, Scorpio, keep listening to your soul, keep walking with grace, and above all, keep shining. You were never meant to dim,